On December 19, 1487, the Sixth Great Temple of Tenochtitlan opened with a celebration no contemporary leader would anticipate. Eagle-clad warriors defended an imperial tiered pyramid, a hypnotic drumbeat. Nearly nude guys sang together. Festive atmosphere. The event culminated with prisoners of war being brought up the pyramid's steep stairs to two shrines. Holding the victims down, high priests with ceremonial knives cut open their abdomens and lifted their throbbing hearts to the spirits above, and the congregation in the holy precinct below. After being kicked down the steps, the sacrificial victims bled brilliant scarlet against the temple walls. During the 4-day opening ritual, 4,000 captives were slaughtered to appease the Aztec gods and deter anybody who might challenge this terrifying yet seductive American dominion. These events occurred in Mexico City just before Christmas 1487, fewer than 5 years before Christopher Columbus and his voyage set sail from Spain for India, which turned out to be a new world across the Atlantic Ocean. Europeans knew little about the Aztecs, and their famous 7 tribes' origins are still unclear. In the late 11th century, Tenochtitlan and Mexica may have moved from California to Mexico. We know they reached the Valley of Mexico and established Tenochtitlan on a swampy island around 1325. It shielded them against foes in a foreign place, like Venice. Tenochtitlan, like Venice, was erected on wooden piles deep below and became a city of canals, wonders, festivals, imperial ambition, and mystery. Aztecs lavished on sacred structures. Their terrible gods required human hearts and blood to please them. The main temple, Huayteocalli in Nahuatl, or Templo Mayor in Spanish, was built shortly after Tenochtitlan was founded. 6 rebuildings preceded Hernán Cortés' 1519 visit. It became larger with each rebuild. However, it remained an impressive stepped pyramid, with twin staircases leading to the sanctuaries of Huitzilopochtli, god of battle, and Tlaloc, god of rain and fertility. A smaller circular temple to Quetzalcoatl, the pre-Aztec snake deity, facing this major monument. After finishing the 6th temple in 1497, Aztec ruler Ahuitzotl expanded his realm. The Aztecs' logical urban design, excellent sanitation, flowing water, daily baths, dominating temples, and ravenous human sacrifice looked eternal. Hernán Cortés, who came from Cuba in 1519 during Moctezuma's rule, witnessed the 7th and last Templo Mayor restoration. Cortés witnessed astonishing things. According to Spanish records, this was the biggest of 78 structures in Tenochtitlan's holy precinct. Franciscan monk Bernardino de Sahagún saw Huitzilopochtli's idol behind a shrine curtain. It included honey-bonded seeds and human blood. The statue, clad in beautiful garments and wearing a gold crown, was displayed to the people during a celebration each year and eaten as their god of sun and battle. Cortés was fascinated by such encounters. Tenochtitlan's size, with 250,000 people, it was larger than any European metropolis, and its gold reserves. Despite their eagle soldiers and blood-hungry gods, the Aztecs were defeated by Spanish cunning, weapons, and sickness. Cortés cut a smooth and merciless route through the Aztecs after being welcomed as Quetzalcoatl. Pedro de Alvarado, his second-in-command, imprisoned thousands of unarmed Aztec nobles in the holy precinct during a religious rite, and ordered his soldiers kill them after hearing of a plot to retaliate. This ended the Aztec Empire, Moctezuma, Tenochtitlan, and Templo Mayor. The conquistadores devastated Aztec cities after expelling the survivors, many of whom perished of Spanish smallpox. On top of the Templo Mayor and holy area stood a Catholic cathedral. Life continued when New Spain became Mexico. Tenochtitlan, the Templo Mayor, Aztec gods, and civilization were forgotten. Early excavations by pioneering Mexican archaeologist Leopold Batres in the late 19th century were cursory, and later digs between then and World War II were seen as a nuisance by residents of this central Mexico City neighborhood. Public interest and methodical excavation of the site started in the latter part of the 20th century. Men found an 8-ton stone disc portraying the dispersed limbs of the Aztec moon deity Coyolxauhqui in 1978. Eduardo Matos Moctezuma, a happy archaeologist, was allowed to explore the temple by presidential order. The contentious removal of colonial dwellings led to the discovery of hundreds of Aztec antiquities, leading to the construction of the Templo Mayor Museum by renowned Mexican architect Pedro Ramirez Vázquez, who incorporated pre-Columbian features into his designs. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Templo Mayor's excavation continues. Several levels of the temple from the early 14th century, royal apartments with built-in baths, the house of the Eagle warriors, a priest school, and writhing sculptures of holy snakes and serpents have been found. Even so, countless artifacts and the tantalizing narrative of a people, culture, and religion that disappeared in an instant in the early 16th century remain buried under Mexico City's structures, monuments, and churches. Ingenuity and new archaeological methods will assist, but our understanding of the Aztecs will remain frustratingly insufficient for years. Folklore aside, memory cannot remember Ahuitzotl, Moctezuma, Tenochtitlan, or the frightening ceremonies that took place in and around the Templo Mayor 500 years ago. The Aztec people still exist, but their faces blend into Mexico City's masses.